Hi, I'm Symphoneers, and today we're taking a look at Fynn the Fangbearer in Historic Brawl. This is another commissioned video. I have a thing that through the coffee link in the description, you can make me do a Historic Brawl video around a legendary of your choosing with some slight restrictions. And yeah, long-term kind of supporter or fan or whatever of the channel or SERP said, hey, make me a Fynn deck and make it as mean as possible. So that's what this is. Mean as possible, I took as like, we're not being overly cute in terms of playing, you know, every single draft chaff, death touch 1-1. We are doing some kind of more competitively oriented stuff to help support Fynn. We still do try to do the Fynn poison win thing, but yeah, we're being a little bit more kind of like robust and interactive, and we have various win cons and ways to win in the deck. Our number one kind of alternate Fynn win con, or a thing that we are supporting Fynn with here, is Craterhoof Behemoth. This is because there is a kind of soft, slight elf ball theme to the deck, partly because we can play Elvish Warmaster, who gives all elves +2/+2 and death touch until the end of turn. So the Warmaster makes them work with Fynn's thing, and there are also just a lot of good elves that you want to be playing anyway in a like good green deck, like Elvish Mystic Clan or Elves, etc, etc, etc. So we have like a core package of a handful of those 1-mana elves, some choice like 2 or 3-mana elves like Priest of Titania, and yeah, we use those to kind of do a little bit of elf ball things. Eladamri Corvectol's also another elf that gives us like a future side effect, or it's a way to bake some card advantage into the deck in a way that is very kind of aggressive and so on. And yeah, we're playing a bunch of those elves, and then we can either do like the Warmaster thing or do a more traditional elf ball thing. Getting out Craterhoof Behemoth. To support the elf ball thing, and as well as like Fynn to some extent, we are playing the whole load of tutors. There is Tooth and Nail in the list, as well as like Eldritch Evolution, and some of the 1-mana tutors, or like conditional tutors, like Analyze the Pollen and Ulvenwald, or Traverse the Ulvenwald. Yeah, we very much use these to, if not do the Craterhoof win thing, then to like search for things that can complement Fynn and help us get a poison win, like the Blighted Rot Priest that is in here somewhere. Venerated Rot Priest, yeah. So we can search for Venerated Rot Priest or something like that too to help support Fynn and get a win through that way. Or we might be using the tutors to do things that help us like otherwise fix the game state and be competitive. We have a handful of creatures that kind of meet that clause, or like we have Augur of Autumn, Oracle of Moldiah, and a couple of things that let's play off the top of our deck, and they're a really good kind of creature tutor target for just general value. Aside from that stuff, we are playing a little bit of Proliferate in the list, Thirsting Roots being one of them, as well as like 1 or 2 fight spells that let us do proliferating thing. Poison the Blade, a way to get poison, or like to get Fynn's trigger off of the various things in the deck that we're playing that don't have death touch. We're playing Ram Through as well. We have various ways to give things trample in the deck, and Ram Through lets us do like the fun kind of death touch trample ram through stuff, and that's neat. I like that. We have various fight effects in the deck. We don't go overboard on them, but we do have like Hunter's Talent and some other choice fight effects. Mostly they are the 1-mana bite spells or fight spells or whatever that are just very efficient and very good, or like as good as they get basically. Hunter's Talent in particular we use because the level 2 giving Fynn trample helps us push damage, especially with like death touch trample, and then the level 3 is kind of backup card advantage and stuff. We're playing Swift Foot Boots and Emerald Medallion as the list, just as kind of like generic value or support pieces. We have a handful of like utility things at 1 mana. We have Expedition Map is worth shouting out as a thing that can help us tutor for Nykthos. We have like a kind of soft Nykthos support package in this deck with Urza's Cave, also a thing that can tutor for Nykthos. And yeah, Nykthos is what you get in pretty much all cases with land tutors, because we do have enough like green mana devotion stuff here that it's just a really powerful, really useful mana accelerant. Shadow Spear, another great piece of equipment that should be in like a lot of historic Brawl decks. As far as like particular synergies that go, again, just getting Trample on Fynn is great, or any Death Toucher. You love to see it. One of Vexing Bauble basically is a concession to Joda. Or like dunking on, you know, Joda, Itali, whatever, that cheats stuff into play. We have various disenchants and so on in the list as well, just to hit mana acceleration and to slow down our opponent to be disruptive. Kappa Tech Wrecker is one of the kind of cuter ones in terms of being like a death touch thing that can also do Fynn stuff. But aside from that, we are playing Rex Sage and technically Acidic Slime. Acidic Slime is in here partially because it has Death Touch, and that is good with Fynn, but it's more in here as like a land hate piece or a way to just be mean and set your opponent behind on mana. It's best, of course, if you have like powerful mana acceleration so that the fact it's like kind of slow at 5 isn't as relevant. In the 4-drop slot, we have some other things worth noting in Questing Beast and Axebane Ferox as haste 4-drops that will kill the opponent dead. Questing Beast, it's still Questing Beast, woo! Generically powerful card that works with Fynn, so I was happy about that. We are playing Force of Vigor as well, just a force spell or a free spell that helps us, again, disrupt the opponent and slow them down. We are playing Defense of the Heart too. We don't have, like, any particularly absurd hits aside from, you know, Hoof and so on. Very much the same thing as I talked about with tutoring with the single or the targeted tutors, in that you can kind of respond to the game state and figure it out, basically. Figure out what will be the biggest issue for your opponent. We're playing an Endurance in the list as well, even though it's not as powerful or like as flashy as the, you know, more broken incarnations like Fury or whatever. Endurance is still a 3/4 flash reach for 3 mana, and that's very good. It's very strong. And then it does give us some additional play against like decks doing graveyard stuff. For example, Tranquil Frillback is another piece of like disruptive tech. We have Cankerbloom in here too. Birthing Ritual is in the list just because it lets us do kind of like Eldritch Evolution-y step up through the list stuff. We can sacrifice things like Acidic Slime's not a great example, but we can step up through the list though with Birthing Ritual, ideally. Yeah. We have the Great Henge in the deck as well, just for kind of generic value. Vorinclex is in the list to double up the number of poison counters the opponents get. Innkeeper's Talent also works for that purpose. Most counters doubling stuff on Arena doesn't actually double poison counters, but we are running, as far as I'm aware, the 2 that do, in fact, double poison counters in Innkeeper's Talent and Vorinclex. They're both also just like pretty good or pretty, you know, powerful competitive cards or like strong cards in their own right. In the mana base, we have, aside from Nykthos, which I've already talked about a fair bit, we have Murex just to spit out might tokens that can also poison the opponent and maybe help close out a game. We have Fountain Ports that are they're just kind of like, you know, a Swiss Army knife of value. We're playing Dust Bowl so that if, you know, our opponent is playing a multicolored deck and we are a little bit ahead on mana or something, we can be spiteful and just keep hating on their mana base. We have Ash Barrens, just as one of the best cycling lands, like a cycling land that doesn't enter tapped. Namely, Bonder's Enclave, also surprisingly useful in the list, just in terms of consistent card draw. And Access Tunnel can help Fynn or whatever get in through blockers. There's also Lair of the Hydra, Garen Break, Boseiju, as like other kind of value utility includes. And that's more or less the deck. Sorry if I feel like that was a long one, but anyway, you know, I just want to make sure people get their value on commissioned videos. If you like the deck tech and like the video and so on, like, subscribe, etc. helps the channel a lot. If you want to support the channel even more, you too can commission a historic Brawl video. Yay! Or you can dig around in the description for Patreon, Twitch, card trader link and code and stuff. And yeah, all that rambling out of the way, let's get on to some actual gameplay. Sure. Forest plus Utopia Sprawl on 1 is not bad. I don't know if we lead with high ley line of I was gonna say ambulance. And that's not what... Abundance. Yeah, so we could lead with Fynn here if we had, like, a clean play Fynn and fight Kinnan type of play pattern. I would maybe do that. Given that we have Champion of Lamholt, though, I think this wins. Like, I think this kind of lets us develop more effectively. Slow rolling the Fynn and using the Mishra's Bauble is also kind of nice. Just in the sense that if we can draw another land and cleanly do the, like, 1-2 punch of this, that would be good, cool, and good. No dice. So we will simply Fynn. Oracle of Moldiah, a good hit for later. Like, Oracle and Axebane and stuff are good. We do need another land to get to them, but... yeah... I guess we could Finale of Devastation for 1 to get a Llanowar Elves. Ooh, Horrific Assault. Handy. One might even say dandy. Horrific Assault Kinnan. Maybe we're supposed to do the Hunter's Talent or use the Champion of Lamholt to kill Kinnan. There's minor considerations in terms of like, well, they could be holding up interaction and da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I don't think any of those optimizations are like super notable though. I think we also shoot the Root Rider Fawn. Well, the Fawn is notably less exciting than Kinnan, who goes burr and plays things for free and etc. Hitting the Fawn does just slow down their replay. Especially given that they have the Leyline of Abundance down. I think our opponent might be salt roping us. This is like a nice question mark, or certainly a competitive aspect of playing Fynn. That because you have this like death touch thing that can pretty frequently do that move, it will get a lot of people to salt rope you and to give up, basically. To give up and either salt rope or just concede the game, like someone with manners would. They're the ones roping me, I can throw a little bit of shade. We get there. Gameplay. This hand is... interesting, weirdly powerful. Keep 7, I'm thinking about our sequencing. Rot Priest on 1 is really good, is the thing. So getting like a Kalani ambush tapped land out of the way on 1, maybe not so good. We won't have a play on 2 if we don't draw a forest, but we can use that chance to, like, bushwhack. I don't know, maybe that's fine. Yeah, they have removal on 1, Rot Priest doing some stuff. Force of Vigor holding priority. Not actually useful here. Birthing Ritual. Okay. Well... we will Kalani territory and bushwhack. Bit of Blossom, oh jeez. Oh jeez. I don't know if we do the Exile mode on Force of Vigor for it. It's a very good enchantment, of course. But we do have the option of just Archdruids charming it. Sorry, Archdruid's charm is an instant. I like sort of was thinking about that, but yeah, we don't like because it's beginning of upkeep. holding priority or whatever there is not... Yeah, this is weird and fiddly. Or like, it is not without its concessions. Anyway, we Fynn. I don't think we want to sacrifice Fynn to Birthing Ritual right now. So we will just Innkeeper's Talent. It does make Fynn big enough to dodge some things. Delny is an interesting include. They just boot up Delny. What if we simply do Innkeeper's Talent stuff? Nice thing about Innkeeper's Talent that doesn't apply to a bunch of the other, like, doubling counter stuff on Arena, it does work with Fynn's poison counters. So they go to 5 poison. Okay. Huh. We can alt cost this here, right? I think this is worth losing Birthing Ritual. We have 2 targets and we do this, and this keeps Fynn up, which is very cool and good. We could try to be tricksy and like let that resolve and let Delny attack and do that stuff, but then we lose a bunch of levels on Innkeeper's Talent, which is not great. And we also lose the 3 counters off of Fynn, which is less of an issue, but also like a consideration. We've got Nykthos and Bonder's Enclave too, so even if we don't like have any particularly good draw for the turn, we can still Bonclave for some... They just attack with Delny? Okay. Sure. I would like to Eaters. Eater doesn't actually benefit that much from... sorry, brain chugging along. I guess we'll Eater here, because we can do this and we can still Bonder's Enclave. I'm just gonna do this now. Emerald Medallion, okay. 8/8 Fynn does a big bonk. And they go up to 9 poison. Gix! Land tax. Huh. Okay. So, we do this. We Bonclave? This is why Shadow Spear is extremely good. So they go to 1, but 13 poison will in fact do the job. Good games to the opponent. Once again, normally I would just scoop to an Alchemy Commander, but the queue times for Fynn, little rough. So we'll give it a shot. This hand is reasonably good. I guess we do actually have a play in Eater of Virtue. Yeah, we do that. I feel like if I play Fynn, they're just gonna shoot Fynn, but it's probably worth trying. I don't hate getting Fynn just soaking counter magic or whatever. Like, it's not fun, but it does make our Kinkerbloom Ranger class Augur? I think Augur's the move. Makes all that stuff more likely to resolve. This person is doing the, like, oops, all counter spells mode of Rusko, I guess. What do you actually do again? Okay, sure. We can just Kinkerbloom Midnight Clock. That's pretty fine. They're tapped out. Sorry, just thinking. Bushwhack for a forest, because we were on the draw, right? And they have 4 lands. Yeah, we do this, and just Cankerbloom the clock. I think that that's fine. Hi, Teferi.
You know, I've always got time. Knowledge is meant to be
Rusko goes vroom vroom. Nearly Weird Dreer does have full whatchamacallit. Full delirium. I don't hate that, honestly. Like I would like to get Fynn out, given that they're tapped out. But Gnarlwood Dryad plus boots is nice. Yeah, the boots are nice because we can do them and pay for the equip. Whereas like if we do Fynn, we can't do the boots and yada yada yada. And that gives us a clean-ish attack on Teferi. Sure. It's good.
getting worse.
The opponent smashes in with Rusko and the spirit token. We play another forest and consider Fynn. I think once again they're just holding up counter magic, which is why I'm not super jazzed about playing Fynn. This stuff happens. Thinking about Finale of Devastation. Finale of Devastation can grab the Augur out of the graveyard, which is interesting. I think we equip Eater of Virtue and leave the Dryad on defense. Fynn is the poison lad, yes. The whenever a creature you control with the Death Touch deals damage, combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. No attacks here? I mean, we could attack. I don't know. It's so like 50-50. I figure that with the spirit getting bigger as they draw cards, an attack is like pretty mid. The opponent, yeah, the Gnarlwood Dryad, reasonable on defense. Let's do a smash here. This happens. Do we get... Ooh, search your graveyard. Agravada. Spot removal? Okay. Actual murder on the Agravada. Oh, we saved Fynn from a murder. They do a smash again. So now we do need to be pretty conscious. Or like, play stuff on defense. Keep things on defense. Words are hard. Fynn happens. Llanowar Elves. Hero's Downfall. Fynn to the command zone. No attacks, because we're at 4. Tooth and Nail, a little bit awkward here. Or like we're not, because we're versus a like removal heavy thing, deck. Good words, me. The Convoke is not, or sorry, not Convoke. We're not getting to do like an Elf Ball resource intensive rollout with Agravada and stuff, helping us to hit land drops and etc. Axebane Ferox? Do. Let's see if this is anything. Truly oops all removal. The opponent, or just like, yeah, oops all counter spells and murders and stuff. I can see why people don't like Rusko. Because, yeah, we get down to 1 health here, and then I assume that they just cast literally anything, and we explode. Uh-huh. So that game happened. I don't know. I feel like Rusko being the bad guy is pretty... If we're gonna lose to a deck, that feels acceptable to me. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, good games. This seems alright. We can Birds of Paradise on 1. Use our mana turn 2 to like Fynn and Expedition map. Or I guess we could get Tribute down before we Fynn. I don't know if getting 2 counters on Fynn is like super relevant. Yeah. Anyway, Atraxa stuff happens. Courser is actually a pretty good thing to get down on 3. Or is something that also carries, or like putting counters on is a little bit more relevant. I think I'm going to favor getting Fynn down because Fynn does Fynn things and like it is a primary win con for us. Whereas this other stuff is more of like long-term value generation-y. We could Eldritch Evolution into some stuff. I don't know if we actually have a 7 in, or sorry, 6, jump up 2 to Crater Hoof. One area of the deck that could maybe be tweaked is just like we have 1 or 2 tutors or things that care about like jumping mana values and being able to chain up to stuff. 2 mana Expedition map. I don't think we're going to get anything here that's super great. Although Courser can let us play lands off the top of our deck. No, we don't high roll with the Courser of Crewfix. That's unfortunate. Another consideration there is that, like, Expedition map for Nykthos. Yeah, I don't know. The Expedition map does shuffle, which is something. Phantasmal Image, the opponent makes their own Fynn. And quite frankly, that's unacceptable. Get that dang pretender out of here. I don't know. Expedition map for Nykthos is, I think, cool and good. Nykthos? Where are you, Nykthos? Yeah. That happens, no reason to attack with Courser. They throw loot under Fynn, which is fine. Like, we don't get more poison on them, but, I don't know. Seems okay to me. Grand Abolisher. Hi, Shieldred. Analyze the pollen. Tribute. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit awkward, huh? +1/+0 and Trample. Oh, sorry, we do actually have access to the... I forgot about the birds for a second. I am dumb sometimes. Pardon me. Hunter's Talent. Ranger class. We make it a wolf. It gets us some counters. Upgrade Ranger's class. Bauble. take a look in their deck with a bauble. Cool Takenuma. Anyway, start finning. Rangers and Rangers class Hunter's talent happen. We get shielded, so that's neat. The trample does mean that we ding him for 2, and we still get Fynn counters. No, we're not goosing. Takenuma. They do use it. Favored enemies. Welcome back, Phasmal Image! The opponent gets a wolf. I like that game, because we won. High quality analysis. Now, we're able to just like wrestle with Shieldred and stuff and to be kind of interactive enough that it gives them some issues. And then we do see the power of like the Nykthos support package giving us access to a ton of mana. And once again, the importance or kind of like use of trample in this deck, so we're able to more actively leverage like the power boosting and stuff from Rangers class and so on. Yeah, good games to the opponent. I like how interactive this hand is. I'm a little bit concerned that we will run out of gas. But I don't know. Give it a shot. Lanois elves. All one good elf deserves another. Kiora.
I hope you don't mind if I take my octopus for a walk. Nature flows.
We can ram through the Llanowar elves. Like, that's a way to... Now let's get Fynn down and horrifically assault the Llanowar elves. It seems okay, technically cuts them off of 2 mana because of Kiora. And that's nice. And then, yeah, we have Ram Through and Kalani Ambush to keeping interactive and stuff. Swords! Oh, jeez. Oh, heck. Fynn gets swordsed. We will play out Urza's Cave. I kind of want to bop here. Like, Birds of Paradise Delighted Halfling Cankerbloom is a bunch of mana development, and it also puts 4 power on the board for, like, attacking Kiora. Hi, Atraxa. Atraxa happens. They proliferate Kiora counters. We do have a hoof. Oof, a hoof. But anyway, Fynn. Fynn ram through. We kill Kiora, and I think... Sorry, Kiora. We kill Atraxa, and I think that's neat. We bonketh thusly.
Leave my squids alone.
And I do a think. On one hand, keeping Kalani Ambush is good for interacting. On the other hand, we do have a hoof. I think I'm going to prioritize getting to the hoof. If only because we have Urza's Cave in play. So we can Urza's Cave for Nykthos, and that helps us get to hoof mana. Does put it into the battlefield tapped, so it's not like a this turn solution, but it also doesn't have activate only as a sorcery, so that's neat. We will do this and vibe. Don't worry about it, opponent. It's fine. Welcome back, Atraxa. Yeah, doing like weird New York accent. Bad. Faux New York accent voice is a thing. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Urza's cave do. Resolve and Nykthos. My turn. Well, Court of Calling is a thing. We only have to tap one thingamajig for this. Tremendous. You love to see it. I am too stupid for hoof math, but we should tap Bop, I guess. Additional point of power. This is cool and good. And then we attack all, and they explode. Ayy. Love to hoof people to death. Good games to the opponent. Maybe they have a swords to plowshares or something, or maybe the... Okay. Sure. Opponent maybe finally seeing that they're against Fynn and is just like, oh no, a good deck. Ah! I like this hand, actually. I don't know if it's like capital G good, but Tribute is nice early, Audacity and like a bit of interaction and stuff seems good. Ranger's class. Yeah. So we don't technically have a like mana consuming play on one, but we do Ball. No, Rot Priest. Oh, you would have been good to get down on one. Okay. Oh well. Listen, better to have it later than not to get it at all. Our mana is so weird. The thing I want to do is Rot Priest plus Fight, but Nykthos taps for colorless mana. Nykthos taps for colorless mana. I guess we just Fynn. I guess we simply Fynn. Yeah. Doing the Fynn thing plus hard-hitting question the Elvish Mystic, like bolting the bird, seems good. They growth spiral. Would really like to get the Rot Priest down. Hopefully we just draw green mana. If we don't, the move might be like, oh, this sucks. Oh, no. Are we just mana screwing out of this game? Wah, 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 wah. We might be mana screwing out of this game. Okay. They were ahead on board, but, Halfling. So we can get more mana. Hi, Golos. Golos? I hardly know Los. Cap Attack Wrecker is nice for dealing with Golos. Like, it's a consideration that we're maybe supposed to get that down sooner. However, we can tap like... No, we can't. Wow. Decisions are hard. Yeah, I guess we just do this. Cap Attack Wrecker, hard-hitting question. I want to get the, Rot Priest down. Getting it down before we, like, Audacity, for example, pretty cool and good. Ranger's class does do stuff. We can do the Cap Attack Wrecker ability here again to deal with Go, or we could just bushwhack. Decisions are hard. I would like to Rot Priest, I think. Because that gives us a point of devotion on Nykthos. And that lets us tribute here. Which is cool and good. And they can decide not to block. And we take action and exile target artifact or enchantment. I'm just gonna keep dealing with Golos. Yeah. Okay. Morari's Wake is a thing, because it makes their Golos, the Golos fully pays for its own commander's tax with Morari's Wake down. Defense of the Heart might be useful. Doing a thinking it twice. Controlling a Z and casting a Fynn. I don't know. Yeah, I was going to be clever for a minute, but I think we just get Fynn down. And then we can bushwhack here. We get a Rot Priest proc, which is nice. And Fynn is big enough to survive that because of tribute. We can Audacity or we can Elvish War Master. I kind of want to Ranger's class, which might seem a little bit weird. But for one thing, it gives us Big Dog. And then on the other hand, or additionally, we Ranger's class level 2 targets, so it will trigger Rot Priest. And I think that's neat. Hello, Golos. +2/+2 Death Touch. Yeah. Fynn, not an elf. The War Master text is relevant for the halfling. We can get them to 9 poison? I guess they probably block the Rot Priest with Golos, or they just block Fynn and keep replaying Golos. That's probably fine for them. Audacity does give us a poison proc. Hi, Kenrith. Good old Kenny G. And Nissa. Well, well, well. What have we here? Sandy Claws, huh? Oh, I'm really scared. So you're the one that everyone's been talking about. Anyway, I will, we do this stuff. Arena handles Nykthos properly. Tribute draws us a card. Traverse the Uvenwald is handy. What if we simply had a gigantic questing beast? A gigantic trampling questing beast. Rot Priest trigger. And we do have floating mana, so we should just do the War Master. Bing bang. Yeah, no, sorry, just the 2 Death Touchers. We will put a counter on the questing beast. Sorry, it doesn't? Oh, it doesn't. I am just totally wrong. Rot Priest is specifically spells, not abilities. Right, because Banishing Light or whatever doesn't trigger Rot Priest. Sure. Okay. A nice thing here is that Kenrith's heal doesn't really matter. We do get 1 proc of Fynn's ability. We get 1 proc of Fynn's ability. We have giant stuff. We might just be Defense of the Hearting. Or, I mean, we can Elvish War Master. Opponent plays and spins Golos. Cool? I am not convinced I 100% understand what. They can't do overload, can they? Or without paying their mana costs? Overload's an alternate cost for Psych Rift? Yeah, okay. So they have, like, very weird hits here in terms of being able to prolong the game. They can do a Nissa Shake, 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 but then we Elvish and do some stuff, and we get there. I am kind of surprised, because this is a Golos deck, like, firing on more or less all cylinders with Mirari's Wake and stuff in terms of, you know, doing their thing. Meanwhile, we get stuck on 3 lands. One of them is Nykthos, once again, just very much showing the strength of, like, why we optimize around Nykthos in the list, and yeah. Anyway, good games to the opponent. Thank you for watching the video, and an extra big thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members that help make these videos possible. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.